Now, I know it's a hot subject on this. I want to say that I am non-biased. I am actually kind of in the middle, but it gets harder and harder because both sides are becoming extremists. There's no between. You know what I mean? One subject is it's interesting if one person would support Trump on one issue only, and they happen to be white, they are considered a Nazi, homophobic, all these phobic names that get thrown around. And you gotta admit the Democrats love the phobia names. But then again, I gotta say, when you look at the Republican side, a lot of them actually are truly homophobic, and some of them deserve that name. But not all people that vote for Trump are racist or Nazis. And the news shows, this is the corruption in the news, both sides here are using the news as a tool to divide this country. You got, let's say, there's more liberal news out there than anything else. And people say, oh, you rely on Fox News. No, I watch Mark Dice a lot. I know people are going to say, he's homophobic and all these phobias. But you know what? He does produce news that he is using both sides, which should be done. He's showing the conservative views, and he's actually showing actual media footage from the left, like CNN, ABC, all these so-called, that they say, fake news sites, and disproving what they're saying and showing the hypocritical of it. But then again, you can also see the hypocritical of the Republican side as well. And like I was saying about the fake media news, come to that is like ABC, a lot of those CNN, a lot of those people have created content that they have had to make retractions. And they have made many retractions that they had to done. One of the examples of the fake news was they were saying a big flood, and a person was walking right past them in a canoe. I might add that video clip here.
The Northeast, as more rain continues to fall today, NBC's Michelle Kaczynski, I guess she's in the canoe, is in Wayne, New Jersey this morning.
Hey,
Michelle, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, obviously we're getting a nice break from the rain, but not the flooding. This is essentially now a part of the Passaic River in this neighborhood. It rushed in yesterday through the streets. And
example of one that we have seen. The news basically wants to scare people. And also related to the news, when they do show government, like Republican speeches, especially the thing with Trump that I noticed is when Moyle, whatever his name was going to take the stand. As soon as he was ready to take the stand, CNN and all the other liberal newses cut the mic, cut it right off. Even during Trump's speech or whatever, the crowd started to say fake news or CNN sucks, something like that. And right away, CNN cut it 11 seconds in, like maybe about a minute in. Now, I'm not to say that I'm all for Trump. Do I agree with this crazy wall thing? The strict immigration policies? No, I do not. It's messed up. They should hire, instead of spending trillions of dollars on that, they should actually put more towards security of that wall. Now, the thing again that I've been seeing from the liberal side is them saying, oh, the concentration camps for immigrants. That's kind of funny because we're not killing out a whole race. Though looking at that as like what we did to the Jews. What happened to the Jews, not what we did, but what the Germans did to the Jews. And the socialists, they support it. There's many different types of socialism, but also it's kind of ironic to me that they call people Nazis and stuff like that, but yet Hitler was socialist and the Nazis were socialist. It's interesting on both sides, if you think about this, is every election we are having a minority rush come in. of illegal immigrants or whatever marching from South America the whole way up to Mexican border was supposedly going to invade America. That's what the Republicans say. But also you do see these caravans and stuff like that. People on both sides are using that. It's interesting, and it happens every election. I feel the Democrats use that as a scare tactic to say, oh, look what's going to happen. I mean, the Republicans say it's a scare tactic. Democrats use it as to boost the vote for the minorities. So you can see that I don't agree with everything. Now, about Barbecue. And then when it comes to the corruption, and basically the news on both sides are showing little clips of stuff and making it outrageous, you know. And then that's, I forgot what I was going to say now, is basically the government here is really messed up. Like, you're having the same old people reelected over and over and over again. They should have term limits. Just like any other, just like the president. They should have so many term limits. That way, you don't have the same old people, and you always have a fluctuation of new people. You know. And also, I want to bring up something really stupid that Trump's doing. He's trying to break the law, the Constitution, by saying about getting rid of anchor babies, which means illegals come over here, they have a child, and they get to stay here because of that child. Because that child's a U.S. citizen, they get to stay. So he's trying to revoke it, that they had to have at least one U.S. parent to be born in this country to be able to stay. That's breaking the law, because that's breaking the Constitution. The other thing in the Constitution is when it comes to the transition issue on transgenders in the military. I believe that they should have stayed, but you gotta look at laws that have been in place way back. Like, if you do not have the full transgender sexual reassignment surgery, of course, in prisons, you're going to be put in the biological cell that you're in. Trump did say that he doesn't allow transgender in the military, but they cut out the part that he said if you have SRS, complete SRS, then yes, you can serve in the military because you have had the complete surgery. I know that's a completely hard debate there. A way to fix the government too is we really should, if we focus on saving money, we should cut both parties, the government, we should cut their payment in half because it's public office. It was not meant for billionaires. They should cut it in half, you know, and they should limit term limits. And I would love to see one of them live on welfare, disability, and see if they can even make it like a month. I doubt they would even be able to make it 2 months. This has been Remo Pagan, and God is blessed.